Okay, welcome back to the studio, everyone. I'm back here today because I have all of these things to glaze. Um, they've been here a while. For several months. So I think it's probably time for me to finally glaze these. If I'm being honest, I don't like any of the glazes that I have. Or it's not that I don't like them. I actually really like them. But I'm not feeling called to any of the ones that I have. But I really need to sort of get these pieces glazed. So I'm going to give that a go. Use some of the glazes that I talked about in my glaze testing back in like July, maybe August. So I'm gonna use those or try to use those glazes and see what we come up with. Okay, so this is my big box of glaze. We've got to choose what we want to use out of here. I think I do want to try my birch if I can find it, because I've mostly used that birch on my black stoneware, but not on my lighter clay or reclaim. So we're gonna give that a try. And then obviously most of these are cups. So I think I wanna try the food safe glazes that I have. So Rainforest is out, Himalayan Salt is out. Let's see what I've got. That's out. Maybe I'll try some of the washes that I have, I'm not sure. Indigo Float is in, but I'm not sure that I'm feeling blue for these. So I think that's out. Blue Rutal is also gonna be out. I'm really limited on my choices here. I've got a Shino Glaze. This is Seaweed, which I think I have tried. So this is it. I've got Seaweed, which I think I'll keep in. Cosmic Oil Spot, it is food safe. You know, I've never layered it. Let's see. Yeah, I've never layered it. We'll put it over there and see. Okay, here's the birch. Hopefully I have enough, probably not. And then I've got some toasted sage. Okay, so I thought I'd try something new and do like a glaze and chat, a glaze and checkup, just to talk to you guys about what I've been up to and what I'm doing. There's clearly a lot to do today, so plenty of time to chat with you guys. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is Rainforest on the insides of these, because I think that turned out really well, and then maybe Cosmic Oil Spot on the outside. I'm wondering if I should do Cosmic Oil Spot on the inside because it's darker, and I'm not really sure how to transition those, so we'll see. I've always used Toasted Sage on my black clay just to give it a lighter base and give like the color something to bounce off of. So I'm thinking what I might do is like the Rainforest on the outsides of these, Toasted Sage on the rim, on the outside and inside of the rim, and then use that as a transition for the Cosmic Oil Spot on the inside. So that's a lot of words, but I think I'm just gonna get started and see how we come out. Okay, so this year has been so weird for me. I had a lot of firsts, a lot of sort of screw ups, a lot of balls that I dropped. There was a time where I was out for a few months, and so I basically didn't, sort of take care of my obligations here. So that sort of set me back a little bit, but obviously I've been back in the studio and making, so that feels good. I did a lot of really cool things. I made these vases, I made angle cups, and those have been received really well. That was really cool because I am definitely someone who is moved by inspiration or motivated to act when I am inspired. And so I had a lot of inspiration to do these angled vases, angled cups, and see where this shape took me. And obviously I have a lot of different places that I've gone with this. I've done these vases, I've done cups, I've done small pieces and larger pieces, and I'm really enjoying the shape. It's also been teaching me a lot about throwing. I'm not that good at throwing, and so it always takes a little bit longer to bring an idea or some of the inspiration that I have to fruition. So with that said, I'm actually really happy with how things have gone so far. I'm realizing that I have etches and sketches on these pots, and I'm wondering if it now would be a good idea to use the washes that I have. I actually just have one, and I think it's copper wash, and that is reminding me I should definitely use that. I think I can put that on top of glazes that I have, so I might put it on top of this rainforest that I have here. If I use it wrong, I use it wrong. Something that I did in the last month was a first, and something that I'm so proud of and so excited about. I think I talked about it in my announcement video. I shared the work in my finished pieces video. But essentially I did an art show, a community art show at one of the local galleries, local Black-owned galleries, so that's a double plus. And it went really well. As you guys know, Hurricane Helen was sort of ripping through the East Coast. I'm not on the East Coast, but that weather sort of trickled up here. It actually blew over some trees in my yard and in my neighborhood, but luckily everyone was safe. Anyway, that weather came through during the show. The show was actually supposed to be a part of a community walk. So as you can imagine, the event was not canceled, but the ability for people to walk from location to location and really come outside at all was diminished. I'm really happy that people chose to prioritize their safety because it was so dangerous and so windy. Despite all of that, it was still a successful event, and people still decided to come out for it. So I'm really happy about that. I had my friends come support me. I had my teammates come support me, and so that was really, really exciting. Speaking of my teammates, I made those pints that you guys saw earlier in those earlier videos. Those are really awesome because I love to be able to do things for my teammates and for my rugby community. That's like my family, my chosen family out here. So that was really exciting. People really love those, and we sort of inspired the other team to start making some of their own. So that's really cool. If you guys do know about using Mako washes, I do have a question for you. I'm just gonna experiment now and see how it turns out, but if you could respond in the comments, should I be using the wash over a glaze that I've used, or should I use it under? And the reason that I'm asking is because from my understanding, you like brush the wash on and then wipe it back so that you can see the effect of it. But I think I'm sort of doing this backwards and missing that by doing my initial glaze and then possibly putting the wash over it. I've seen people put wash on top. Like I watched some tutorial videos on YouTube, and that was cool, but it didn't like accent the carvings inside the piece. I think it just sort of acted like a flux. So yeah, that's my question to you guys. Have you guys used the Mako washes before? And when you use them for carvings, do you put that on by itself? Do you put it on first under your other glazes that you use? Or is it okay to put it on after you've done your initial coat of glaze? I have been doing so much like making, and I have been inspired by so many things. Maybe I can put that up on the screen. I've been really inspired to make some of these candle holders that I saw over on the Lone Fox decor channel. He actually uses a whole lot of like brass and iron and wood pieces. And so what I wanted to do is see if I can make some of those pieces that he's found with ceramics. And I'll show you guys that, and maybe in the next video I'll start on that. Honestly, maybe today, if I get through all of this glazing that I've tasked myself with, I might try to go ahead and hand build some of that. These are all going to be experiments, so honestly I'm not like attached to the result, but I do hope that the idea I have in mind works, because what I'm trying to do is lighten this cosmic oil spot transition, so with toasted sage. So we will see. We will see. Just the transition part. I'm wondering if I should like put it on top instead of underneath the cosmic oil spot, but this will be cool. Hopefully it like encourages some movement. So we'll see. I don't think it's going to. Toasted sage has actually been, at least for me, really good, trusty, and stationary. So maybe I won't get what I'm looking for out of this particular method I'm using to transition, but we shall see, we shall see, we shall see. It's also October now, so it's definitely like sweater season. I've got my sweater on, which I made actually like this time last year. So I'm super excited about that. I don't think I'll do another drop of these just because they were kind of expensive to make. Shout out to my local businesses, love you guys. But yeah, maybe I'll do a pre-order. I still have a ton of these in pink and maroon from the Valentine's Day season, so I sort of told myself that I wasn't going to do another drop of sweaters until I sold those. So if your favorite color is pink or maroon, let me know. I've got some sweaters for you. Okay, this is getting a little long, so I think I'm going to hit time lapse. So cue time lapse. So let's talk about what I have here. For these pieces, these are all just regular birch 2 coats. I know a lot of people do 3, but I try to do 2 to allow the clay to show up in its own way. Okay, so these 3 pieces, that is all birch. For these 2, I did not go with the uniformity that I said I would, but it's sort of the same. So for here, I did 2 coats of rainforest on the outside. Then right here at the rim, I did 1 coat of toasted sage, and then I did a full set of rainforest on top of that. That toasted sage is on the outside rim and the inside rim, and then I have cosmic oil spot, just 1 nice coat on the inside. So I'm excited to see how that interacts with both the clay and the toasted sage on top. So with this piece, I did something pretty similar. I did the 2 coats of rainforest on the outside, plus the toasted sage on the top of the rim, on the inside and the outside, and then I actually did seaweed all the way on the inside, 2 coats of that, and then seaweed on the outside lip, and then I actually did 1 more layer of rainforest over that seaweed. So we'll see how that interacts. I'm not hopeful about that for either of the glazes, but we'll see how that turns out. Hopefully the toasted sage lightens up that transition at the mouth. And then the last thing I did was I did toasted sage, 1 coat of toasted sage on the outside of this, and then 1 coat of seaweed on top of that. I'm considering doing 1 more coat of seaweed, just like 1 brush stroke on top, just to see how it looks when it's darker. So actually, I think that's a good idea, and I'm gonna do that right this second. I'm really hoping these come out of the kiln in the way that I'm hoping. To be honest, I didn't give too much thought to the glazes. I just need to experiment a little bit with what I have. So, well, we will see how that comes out of the kiln. Hopefully some of the things I was inspired by come to fruition this month. I'm really busy. Every single weekend, I'm gonna be in a different city. So lots of traveling, super busy, but hopefully I can get some of these pieces done and work done in the meantime. Okay, so it is time for me to wrap up, get these things measured, put on the shelf, and then get some breakfast. That's all for me, guys. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you at the studio next week.